Hey everybody, it's Jagerfly. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about what I went through when I was in the hospital and things I did after to try to improve my life. So this is, as you know, like my second time talking to a camera and not an actual human being. So I'll do my best and just have to bear with me. I appreciate it. I'll try to edit it to the best of my ability so it's not a complete mess. But it's weird. If you guys watched my other video, you know I was in the hospital for a month and a half, and they diagnosed me with liver failure and kidney failure, renal failure. I was on dialysis. Before dialysis, they told my family that when I was still in a coma that I wasn't going to make it, that they needed to prepare themselves for my death. Not possible, like prepare for he's not going to make it twice. They said that to them. So that's scary. But I survived, and so after that, I woke up from the coma, did dialysis for 2 weeks there, 3 months outside of the hospital. That's where you go somewhere. I went 3 days a week for 4 hours, where you already have surgery and you have tubes running into your major artery, I don't remember the name, and into your heart, and they pump like ice cold, literally like ice cold blood into your body for 4 hours and filter it through a giant machine, and that was pure hell. If I had to do that much longer, I would have lost my mind. So I thank God that I beat that. A lot of people don't. Your kidneys do not regenerate. Your liver does to an extent, but your kidneys really don't. So moving on from that. So I'm in the hospital, and I think about life. And what I've done with mine, which wasn't much, and what I want to do when the heck I get out of that place. And yeah, I'm still recovering. It'll be a year. Today's November 1st. It will be a year on November 23rd. November 23rd was when I went into the hospital. A week before my 26th birthday, so I'll be 27 in 29 days. But I was laying there for over a month and a half and just thinking and angry. Angry about what I'd done and what I hadn't done, and regrets and things I missed out on and I'm missing out on, and it's brutal, you know. You have a lot of time to think. You have a lot of time to think while you're laying there. And I thought about my dad. He died when I was 19 of cirrhosis of the liver from drinking alcohol. And none of us could get him to stop. He didn't want to stop, and he didn't stop, and it stopped it. It stopped for him. He passed away October 7 years ago. Something like that. But anyway, he was my best friend. Tough SOB. Not everyone's biggest fan, but, you know, he was my dad. You don't get to choose them, but you do choose to love them. And I loved him very much, and I watched him go through hell, and I'll talk more about that. But what I want to talk about is I had cirrhosis of the liver, and mine was not due to alcohol. It was cryptogenic, meaning they don't know what it was, don't know why. So non-alcoholic cirrhosis. So yeah, that's a bummer. But I'll touch more on that. What I'm trying to get at is the positive changes I've tried to make in my life, slowly, but I've been trying. And things I've been doing Things like we'll start with the anger. Let's start with the anger and getting rid of the anger that I had. I was never always a super angry person, but I had a lot of anger and a lot of resentment for what I was going through. And I realized once I was out of the hospital, and I was walking around, whatever, and I got upset at something big, something small, didn't matter. I was angry, and I'd go, wait a second, I'm not supposed to be here twice. I'm not supposed to be here. Why are you upset? Doesn't matter what it was. So I can't think of an example. Doesn't matter. I broke a glass, let's say, or whatever, and I would say, why are you mad? Why are you angry? You're not supposed to be here. It's a blessing. Get over it. So it's so trivial, the idea of anger now to me. It's like, it's so unnecessary. It only hurts you mentally and physically, and it serves no benefit. Why live with anger or animosity or anything like that when a bus could hit you? I was perfectly fine. I was just laying there and in the hospital, in a coma, having the worst nightmares I've ever had for literally days. I don't know how long I was in a coma, because my mom lied to me so I wouldn't freak out. She said to me 2 days, my sister, after I was out of the hospital for 6 months, told me I was there for in a coma or whatever for 5 days a week. I can't really remember, but it was days and days I didn't wake up, and I was literally in a nightmare of the most horrific hell you couldn't even imagine. I will leave a link in the description down below. I started a blog if you want to read. I go into a lot more detail about what I can recall. My mother and my sister can recall a lot more, but I wrote out as much as I can, especially about the nightmares and what I went through personally. I'll leave a link in the description for my blog down below if you feel like checking it out. It is graphic. So yeah, where was I? So you can't just eliminate anger or any emotion you're trying to just remove from yourself. You can't just, it's hard. It's very difficult. And what I've tried to do is positive affirmations. Things like, I feel like I am healthy. I don't have liver disease. I am stronger than this. I feel great. I feel amazing. No matter how you feel, if you keep saying it and you keep smiling and it really is an actual thing. If you say it enough, if you believe it enough, if you fight hard enough, mentally, you can overcome so much. So if you're depressed or you're sad, boyfriend, girlfriend broke up with you or something, if you just dwell on those little or big things, instead of going, I don't need them, I can do this, I can achieve this, I can improve on this, and make yourself better, is a lot more beneficial than going, why did I do this? Why couldn't I do that? Why wasn't I there? Looking back doesn't really help, but looking forward and being positive with positive affirmations and meditation and just writing things down. I spent 2 hours the other night, and I just didn't realize it was 2 hours, and your mind clears, and you just write. But do things like that in a positive, constructive way, not in a negative way. I was writing, so I'll do my best to edit this out. So like I was saying, positive affirmations like, I am this, I feel this, or I am no longer, like I said, I am no longer sick. I no longer have liver failure. I no longer have kidney failure. and just fighting. And if you are positive and strong enough and you just keep doing it, that positive energy, those positive vibrations are going to come through into fruition. If you just consistently do it, just daily, it will change your life immensely. And you see, this is why I started a YouTube channel, even though I wanted to a few years before I even got sick, for different reasons. You know, I wanted to play games and just have fun and, you know, connect with a community. And I still, that's the driving purpose, is to connect with a community of people that are understanding and some ways to get out of that funk and just get your mind back on track is say things to the effect of, you know, my life has meaning, my life has purpose. I wrote it down. My life has meaning, purpose, and nothing will stop me. Nothing will stop me from achieving what I desire. Whether that be success, whether that be that college degree, whether it be feeling better about yourself. Nothing will stop you but yourself. So you have to take all of that negativity and just push it as hard as you can. And one other thing is regret. It serves no purpose. It only harms you mentally and physically. You know, the past has sucked for all of us, but regrets do not benefit. You have to just be positive and be strong and look forward. Just strive to achieve rather than regret failures. We all fail. Failure is not fatal. And success and dreams and hopes and desires are achievable if we just keep going. Because I've got a long way to go. We all have a long way to go. Whether we are already successful or we're right about to be, or we're totally just sitting there going, what the do I do with my life? Doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what color you are. You can achieve it if you believe it. And just go. Just do it. It's not going to happen for you. It's not just going to... Nobody wins the freaking lottery, you know. It's not just going to appear at your doorstep. It's hard. But just keep going. And just remember to use positive affirmations. I feel amazing. I am successful. Start being, you know, grateful. Show gratitude, you know, for every little thing. When I'm you know, I get upset about little things, I go, at least twice a day, I go, I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful that my hands work. And if you actually break it down to, like, I'm grateful that I can walk, that I can hear, it kind of puts life, at least for me, in a lot of perspective. Because we're granted these gifts that not everyone is. And I'm not saying we take them for granted, but we should be a lot more grateful and more appreciative to God, the universe, whatever you believe in. You know, I can look at you right now. You can watch this video. You can hear me. Those are things to be grateful for. I list out, I'm thankful for my car, for this house, for the food, for my hands, for my eyes. Just be grateful and start being grateful to the universe for things that haven't even happened yet. Like, I finally, 10 months of rigorous testing, and I had a week and a half period, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, of doctor's visits. Every single day. That was just for a week and a half. But I did like at least like 50, 60 doctor's appointments, MRIs, CAT scans, CT scans, echocardiograms, EKGs, lung tests, pulmonary test, oxygen, something or what's it's. All in the hopes that I might get on the liver transplant list. And that was so many tests, so many doctor's visits from here where I live in Los Angeles, Northridge. I'd have to go to UCLA Medical Center, like where the campus is, or whatever. My hospital, which is, a half hour away, half hour back, every frickin' day. But all in the hopes to get on the liver transplant list. 10 months later, I finally got that call. Through positive thinking and doing what I was told, whether take all my medications, blah, 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 blah. But by not being, I truly believe, by not being negative, of course I had my downs, but by trying to be positive and be grateful and to just keep fighting, my kidneys healed. And then by fighting and being strong and being positive, my liver went from, I'll break it down in a second, but let me finish this point is, I got on the liver transplant list out of it's like 16,000 people in all of California, some crazy number. I qualified their rigorous checklist. And I believe I did that through prayer and my beliefs, but also just by using the positive vibes and not letting the actual science, your brain chemicals do a lot of work, man. And if you keep releasing those negative hormones or whatever they are, those negative chemicals kill your body. But those positive chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and all the things going on in there can kill or keep you alive. And I believe it by being positive, by smiling, even through the pain, even through the sadness, and just being positive, not fake it till you make it, but doing it and believing it, and in earnest believing it, I effing got on the list. Now, I don't know if I'll get a new liver I have to be on basically my deathbed now to get it, the surgery, and then hope that they have a liver in my blood type when that happens, which could be, if I got pneumonia, it could be like a week from now if I got super sick. It could be 3 years, it could be a decade, it could be 2 decades. So I'm in limbo. It's pretty much I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need one eventually. Like my grandfather's 96, and he goes, wait till you're 96, and I go, anyway. But by being positive, I'm fighting, and I believe. So what I was going to break down was, okay, Google, define MELD score.
On the website webmd.com, they say, a MELD score is a number that ranges from 6 to 40 based on lab tests. It ranks your degree of sickness, which shows how much you need a liver transplant.
Okay, so if you heard that, a MELD score is what she said. 40's dead. Whatever she said. Normal, I don't know what normal is. When I was in the hospital, supposed to die twice, I was 33. 40's yeah. So I was 33, and then I finally got down to in the 20s. And then I think 6 months later, for a good chunk of a few months, I was 19.6. Just got a call 4 or 5 days ago. I'm at 18. I still have cirrhosis. So cirrhosis means, y'all know what this means, but your liver can be damaged. Like if you bruise it, it can, or have some scarring, it can heal. But once you have cirrhosis, it's basically like scar tissue. that will not regenerate. So this part of my liver, wherever it may be on my liver, ain't coming back. So eventually I will need a liver transplant. But I'm at 18 now. I have to be, for UCLA to do it, I think it's 24? Something like that. But I'd have to be on like my deathbed. But yeah. So to summarize, oh, I also wanted to point out, if you guys are even still watching this video, is if you've watched my other videos, you'll notice, how does this camera work? Here, and like on the side of my nose, those aren't pimples. Those are like exploded blood vessels from when I was in the hospital from my liver. I had it all over my face. I still have it there and there. And there, if you can see that. Yeah. Those are just like exploded capillaries or blood vessels, whatever, under the skin. I think I have to have like a laser removal thing from a dermatologist. But those aren't pimples. Those are just... So if you ever wondered, this guy got some bad skin. I take care of my skin. I just needed some lasers to get rid of that. But to summarize, no matter what you're going through, there's always you. You may or may not have family, you may or may not have friends, but you always have you, and you always have this. So you can either use this to benefit you, or you can use this to really hinder your progress in life. And I truly believe that if you use positive affirmations, I am strong, I am healthy, I am successful, I am going to kill it, I feel great, I am thankful for, whether it's big things or little things, I'm thankful, really. And then you feel good, it just makes you feel good. Or I'll take a piece of paper and I'll just, like when I got this idea to start doing something like these kind of episodes, which is, I know, not turning out amazing, but I spent 2 hours just writing, and your mind goes clear. So if you ever feel negative, start writing something positive about something you want to achieve, a goal. Think of a goal you want to achieve, whether it's big or small, and just bang out some bullet points. Just write it out. Just get cracking on things like how you can achieve it. What are you going to do to achieve it? Those steps you're going to take, and being grateful to the universe that you're going to accomplish it. And after you do that for like 10 minutes, your brain is just, you're going to feel better. You're going to be smiling. You're going to be like, you're going to have a good, positive mental outlook on life. And you're going to feel a lot more like, going out and killing it, more like sitting there being all mopey and sad and going, is what it is. So that's what I did. I just sat there, just waiting for life to happen. Guess what? It did. Not the way I wanted it to. Not in the way I wanted it to, man. It's... Just go out and kill it. Just be positive. I can't tell you enough how many times negativity just so unnecessary. It's so unbeneficial. Regret, anger. I know it's sadness and depression. There's clinical depression. I'm not saying that. I know that's real. But what I'm trying to say is just prove, not just to the world, but prove to yourself that I don't even know how to say it. Like, this is your world. This is your movie. You know, they're the extras in your movie. That's the best way I can think to put it. This is your story. This is your... You know what I'm saying? Change for yourself. Be positive for yourself. Don't change for someone else's opinion. Only yours. Whether it be physical or mental. Do it for you, not because someone said so. Because, you know, we could all get hit by a bus. You know? So, in any case, I really want to thank you guys, like, from the bottom of my heart. For those of you who have watched this or watched any of my other videos, I really want to thank you so much. You guys, it's just awesome. I have like 23 subscribers, which is great. It's awesome. It's not a lot, and that's okay. It can only grow, right? But every time I see like a thumbs up on one of my videos, you know, it makes me feel, it brings joy, you know. I could either be sitting there watching Netflix, but I said, nah. You know, I scraped together a little bit of cash, did a little saving before, and then I bought, you know, a microphone. I already had a computer, bought a webcam, and I'm just trying to be positive, share the positivity, and just smile. And I really hope you guys enjoy. Remember, it's your movie. You make it. You have a great day.